so let's start by telling us when did you start practicing Aikido?
I started in 1977 in Stockholm, Sweden.
In Stockholm?
Yes.
And is that where you teach at this
Yeah,
time?
we have the Yasaka Dojo in Stockholm, in the center of Stockholm. That's
How long have you been teaching?
I've been teaching Aikido since 1978-79 when I started, because at that time there were not so many black belts in Sweden, and I was very interested. So I had helped in my dojo sometimes to teach.
Okay.
But the dojo, my dojo, but our dojo, Yasaka, has been running since 1981.
Right. So did you start teaching professionally at that time, or was it later?
Only 10 years ago I became professional, because I've been working with computers, and I also played rock and rolls, and so I had other things. But I've been doing Aikido 7 days a week, more or less, all the time.
Why did you choose Aikido, maybe in terms of other arts, or was it, did you choose Aikido?
My intention was to start Karate Do, because my brother was doing Karate Do, and he was very good at it. So I called him up, and he said, "No, Urban, you're a big boy, you're strong, you should do something soft, Aikido." And I had friends who did Aikido, so I called them up and said, "Okay, I want to try."
So who was your first teacher?
Japanese and Swedish.
Both.
And my first teacher was a friend from childhood, Lennart Linder, who passed away now, many years ago. That was the first Swedish teacher, and my first Japanese teacher was Ichimura Sensei.
Can you remember something characteristic from your first Swedish teacher, maybe from Ichimura Sensei?
At that time, Aikido was very physical, very, very physical, and there were two kinds. Rather rough techniques, but also very dancing, very outward energy, which made people more or less throw up sometimes during training, because it was so physical, so hard. So,
over the years, have you trained with different teachers and different styles, or did you use one style? Can you tell us something about your teachers? How long did you stay with each teacher?
From the beginning, I started to go to different camps, training camps in Europe, and later also in Asia. Really after half year's training, I met Kobayashi Sensei in a training camp in Finland. And half a year after that, Igarashi Sensei came to Sweden. At that time, I also met Tamura Sensei, which I spent nearly 3 years together with, if you count all the training days together. And summer at that time could be 9-10 weeks on the road, going from training camp to training camp. Tamura, Sugano, Chiba Sensei, later on Yamada Sensei, Asai Sensei, Tada Sensei, all of them were U Sensei students. Saito, Yamaguchi, Nishi Sensei, you know, I've been training with most of the U Sensei students.
Can you tell us a bit how each teacher affected you? I mean,
no, because that will take hours, but each did affect me.
In a different way?
In different ways. Some of them more good with weapons, some of them very key-oriented, some very conquer-oriented. All of them have an impact on me in different ways.
So, when someone starts Aikido, what should they concentrate on?
Have fun. If it's not enjoyable, don't do it. That goes for everything in life, I think. But of course it's obstacles. Of course there are times when you feel you have no energy for it. And that's when I always remember Sugano Sensei's words that when my ex-wife asked Sugano Sensei, what is the purpose of doing Aikido? The purpose is to go to Aikido. That's the meaning. It's the door. You go to the training. When you come to training, things open. So if you don't go there, you can't open.
What is the role of the Aikido instructor when it comes to advanced students? How can he affect beginner students and advanced students? How is the instructor's behavior different in each case?
This is also very individual because all the instructors are different and they act differently. But if you look at the names they use in the Aikido, you have the Fukushidoin level, you have the Shidoin level, you have a shihan level. So if you, this is not 100% correct, but you can briefly translate it with Fukushidoin assistant instructor, Shidoin instructor, shihan guider, somebody who guides you. Which means you're supposed to know the techniques, you're supposed to know the training when you're coming up, and then you become a shihan, you don't care about these things anymore. You try to be another kind of leader and guide or a mentor or whatever you call it.
What do you think are the characteristics that distinguish an advanced Aikidoka, someone who's more experienced and has practiced more, from a beginner one? What would be the difference between these two when someone...
Once again, it's very much up to the character of the person, but a very advanced Aikidoka is the one you don't know is Aikidoka, if you understand me. They don't have poses, they don't act, it's completely natural, completely friendly. You don't think of Aikido when you are together.
So, do you think that practicing Aikido changes a person? Does it affect them? Does it change their character?
I'm not sure it changes them, but it sure makes people more aware of who they are. Maybe that sometimes can help people, because a lot of people are not aware of things inside the characters. So the Aikido takes you up, take these things up to the surface, so you'll be aware of maybe your aggressions or fear or whatever it can be. I hope. So, I would also say something definitely, and I don't talk self-defense now, I talk the kind, it sure makes people more secure. Not like they could fight or something, but just they are more aware of their capability. So in their office they are not afraid maybe talking to the boss, they are more natural talking to the boss. These kind of things, I think, Aikido can help you.
How has it affected you personally?
When I used to play rock and roll back in the 70s, I was unprofessional. I was a bassman. And I didn't do the lead singing, so I'd stand behind the lead guys. Because I'm very shy. I'm very, very shy. And I hated, and still hate, to do demonstrations in Aikido, because I don't like to stand on the front line. But Aikido helped me to be somebody who stands in the front line. So nowadays I have no problem, even if I don't like it, I have no problems to go to like Budokan, 15,000 people look. I can go up and do a demonstration. The band I play with now, I'm the lead singer and I'm front. I'm not afraid of it anymore. Aikido helped me with that, that's for sure.
Okay. What does the concept of ki mean to you? How do you understand ki?
Health.
From an Aikido point of view and from a...
When I think of ki, I think of something, an energy that is healthy for you. An energy that also has some kind of direction. It's very... I like the expression ki is what makes you stand up in the morning and continue living.
How can one use ki in his training? In Aikido training?
You do it all the time, and you can focus on it, or you just let it be natural. I personally don't focus so much on it, unless I decide to teach about ki, like I do some classes, but I think the training itself, just train, the ki and the kokyu comes. The more you train, the more natural you become, I hope, in your training.
So finally, what do you think about the state of Aikido in Greece? How do you see Aikido? How did you see it when first?
I haven't seen all the Aikido, but I've seen some of it. I know there are strong groups. I know the TCA group is strong here. which I don't make me surprised because Christian Tisser is a very strong teacher. I know the Biranka strong because she was a strong teacher. But if I look at this group, I really like what I see. I see people work together, I see people make progress. And I see a big future. If you manage to keep it on track.
That's it. Thank you very much.